another alarm. The struggle is not in good hands. Again, I say to you, listen to my voice, and tomorrow do not say you didn't hear. The struggle is not in good hands. The future does not look promising. If there isn't change, and I mean immediate change, this struggle may not last for the next 3 to 6 months. Again, I mean it, for the next 3 to 6 months. I am not a prophet of doom. I'm just giving you the true picture. It will crash. Again, listen to me. If there isn't change, immediate change in that matter, the struggle may not survive the next 3 to 6 months. The signs are all there. It will crash. We are hearing how La Republic of Cameroon is gaining momentum and ground zero is about to get back to normality. You see the elite, the so-called elite, and you see them on TV. Ladies and gentlemen, being an insider, I do not see a rescue, an antidote in the current leadership. If we allow it to prevail, I bet you 3 to 6 months, this thing may be over. I will explain to you what I mean. If you like, go out and attack me for saying these things. But that's exactly the situation, the picture. Those who are inside know exactly what I'm talking about. If they want, you can go ahead and vilify me and live in denial. But this baby isn't going to die in my hands while I am still part of it. The situation is bad. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me out. Hear me out. When you have a leader, for 6 months, who cannot raise a meager $100,000 in 6 months, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the real figure, the actual figure is around $93,000 raised in 6 months. In 6 months, that is half a year. You raise only $93,000. When you launch a struggle-saving campaign called ARF, upon which you hope to raise enough funds to fund the struggle, and you hope that 5,000 people are going to subscribe, and then only 70 people, not even up to 70 people, ladies and gentlemen, not even less than 70 people have subscribed. Where and how in your mind do you think the same leadership will generate funds to sustain the struggle, to sustain ground zero? Tell me how they are going to do it without a plan, with a vision that is so clouded. How are they going to do it? That is one of the fundamental things that will crash this struggle if change isn't effected immediately. Our current leaders, they do not travel, and they do not want to travel. It doesn't seem like they want to at all. When they want to travel, when Sisiko was brought on, ladies and gentlemen, we saw him crisscrossing Europe, America, bringing in much needed funds. Even Sako, though he couldn't travel to Europe, not being a citizen of the US until much later in the struggle, he was making the rounds in the USA to raise funds. Though much of it went unaccounted for. The draft was a good idea that was bringing in lots of funds directly into the counties and the LGAs, even though it was equally mismanaged and embezzled. But there were good initiatives. The current leadership brought on, changed that to what they call AROF. And AROF, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't have up to 70 subscribers. How do you expect this war to be paid for? How do you expect that to happen? It will take a miracle, and for which I don't see one coming their way. Because for you to receive a miracle, you must know how to sow a seed, and that seed in this case is ability to do things right. Even when it is based in Europe, leadership is based in Europe, it cannot hold a fundraiser meeting anywhere with Ambazonians in Europe. They have not done so for 6 months, not once, to raise funds. Nothing. America injects the most amount of money into this struggle. You would think that the president, seizing upon the support and the goodwill that Ambazonians welcome her with, would rush to America, spend 1 or 2 weeks crisscrossing the country to raise funds. Of course not. It hasn't happened. We can understand her difficulties affording time to travel, being that she is a full-time teacher. But you will think that during vacation periods like this one, that they will program themselves to tour Europe and to tour America for such fundraisers. It didn't happen, despite several appeals made to them or suggested by cabinet members, even advisors. Now the vacation period is over. They haven't been to Europe, not to America, to raise a dime for the struggle. Now tell me again, how do you fund the struggle without raising the money? When for 6 months you cannot raise up to $100,000, and you launch a campaign expecting 5,000 subscribers, and the only thing you've got are less than 70 people. How do you fund? Are we not heading for a crash if that continues? Ladies and gentlemen, it isn't as if they can learn or change and do better tomorrow. No, not at all. Again, I am speaking as an insider. When I say the situation is bad and need urgent change, I say so because given what we know, there is no way current leadership can turn things around, especially when it comes to raising funds, which is what matters in the diaspora. They live in Europe, both the president and the vice. They live in Europe, but have absolutely no base, no support base in Europe. Not even in the United Kingdom, where the president lives. If you live in the United Kingdom or Europe, I believe you can testify to what I'm referring to here. How do you rule a country when you have been ejected, removed almost from every European forum, including your own home country? How can you even go to them for funds when you do not belong? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, this fundraising thing is very, very critical. It remains very critical because it is the soul of this struggle and the exclusive responsibility of the diaspora in this struggle. The day we run out of money, the day we cannot raise and send money from the diaspora, you agree with me, this struggle is over. The fighters give up. Ground Zero moves on, and our fallen heroes and fighters and people would have died in vain. Is this what we want to see happen after 6 years of sacrifice? I am running for president because I have no doubt I have the ability, I have the capability and the expertise to raise money even more than the required funds to sustain the struggle. Throughout the 6 years of this struggle, it isn't an overstatement to say categorically that nobody, and I mean nobody, has raised money for it as I have done. People trust my candidate